Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the downfall of Sword Art Online. And of course, we can all universally agree, at least in the anime community, at least from the conversation I've had with people, that the first season of Sword Art Online is good. If they stopped after the first season, legit. I mean, 12, I think the first season was 12 or 24 episodes. Really don't remember. But real good. It had the dope moments. It had the stakes because they were all stuck in the game. If you die in the game, you die in real life. It had everything that you wanted. The fantasy. Now, I was kind of thrown in the loop of them having like a baby and they had a whole relationship in the woods in the game. I was thrown for a loop. Not gonna lie. Because then I'm like, what's the point of that? If the point of being stuck. Anyway, but besides that, if they stopped after the first season was good, and I don't think anyone would have read the source material. Unless you were hardcore fans of Sword Art Online, it would have been like No Game, No Life, where you would be dying for a season 2, season 3, season 4, but it never would have came. Love that. But the problem with Sword Art Online and why it went downhill is because they made their story so convoluted and they made it less of an isekai. Let me explain. The reason why Sword Art Online was even so successful is that you're introduced to the story as an isekai, even if it's not an isekai, like them being transported to another world, even if they didn't get hit by Truck-kun. None of that. It was them stuck in a game with the stakes being you die in the game, you die in real life. Also, whatever you do, you can't take off the headset. No one else can take off the headset. If they do take off the headset, you're still technically in the game, which caused multiple adults, kids, children, everyone to go into this deep coma until they could get out of the game. Fun. It's like a Spy Kids game. Well, less Spy Kids. I guess you could pull people out of the Spy Kids game before they no, you can't pull anybody out of Spy Kids, to be real with you. At least the first part of the Spy Kids for the toy maker just captured everyone's mind. But that was mostly kids. Anyway, but after that, once they released the isekai part of Sword Art Online and they told us about the real lives, like, oh, I'm 17, Asuna's 19. You know, we had a strange relationship in the game. We got to take that outside the game. It may as well could have been an adult male. It could have been bad for him. Also, you learn that they look the same in the game as they do in real life. So I guess that helps them out. But anyway, sorry. Once they took the isekai part out of Sword Art Online, now there's some times where they're in the games, they have group chat. You know, also, no, I don't think anyone was bothered by the harem. At least I'm not bothered by the harem component of the game where everyone likes Kirito. I wasn't really moved, as it's not really a major part of it, as Asuna and Kirito's relationship is like number one in the show. Like, they don't stray from the relationship, even though the other girls are there. They still focused on 1A and 1B of that. But when they introduce the fairies, thrown for a loop. When he gets stuck in a coma for medicine, throws me for a loop. It's so much of why make the story convoluted. For my reasoning, I would have just had them be stuck in the game for the whole show and let the end of the show being them released from the game, because you introduce it as an isekai anyway. It's like Digimon. They didn't know when they was going to get back to the real world. And I think they get back from Digimon, from the digital world, at least in the very first season, midway until the end of the series. Like, they don't get back to the real world until I think the end of the series, almost until the end of the series, which was fine, as most of the storylines, everything paid off. But they just kept throwing things in the Sword Art Online to try to make it more interesting. It's so convoluted that everyone saw the potential of Sword Art Online. It could have been an all-time great. I'm not going that far. Hold on now. It could have been one of the greatest gaming / isekai animes out there. People still like Sword Art. I would rewatch the first season all day if I don't have to watch all the other seasons, for sure. But since now they go into different games, they put themselves into mortal danger. Like, don't pick up a game, for real. But what I would have done for Sword Online is just make that them stuck in the game way longer than the first season. But the first season was beginning, middle, ending, for real. And then they was like, you know what? They could be fairies. What? Oh, hold on. He could go into a coma, medicine, but in the game, he's healing. What? Whoa. And maybe they're interested in the real lives. I never cared for his real life, because that's not the major part of the anime. It was the gaming side. Who cares about I don't care about Asuna's real life, about her family problems. I don't care about Kirito's real life and his family problems, especially not his sister. So, I mean, if you were gonna add the fairies, add more to the story of Sword Art Online, you could have did that in that one game. And the Sword Art Online could have been great. In that one game, they could have given them updates, delayed them so much to get out of that game that by the end, and I think Sword Art Online is still coming out with more seasons, but by the end of Sword Art Online, whenever it ends, I have no idea. I think they're coming out with more seasons, but by the end of Sword Art Online, that the ending is them getting out of the game, and everyone would have paid that off. And guess what? If it requires Asuna and Kirito to find themselves in Japan, let that be a movie. Ooh. And that's how Sword Art Online should have been. Everyone saw the potential. The first season, perfection. Everything else, dead to the world. I just leave your thoughts in the comment section below if you actually liked any of the seasons of Sword Art Online, Litification, if I'm not butchering that name, the Sword Art Online with the fairies. There's much more Sword Art Onlines. I think what also killed it is the games. Sword Art Online came out with a bunch of games. Even I bought one. I think I bought Sword Art Online Gun something. I'm not sure. I didn't play it for that long. It was boring and I dropped it. That was a good waste of, I think it was on sale for like $30, I ain't gonna lie. But it was a good waste of time. But you can tell me your thoughts on the Sword Art Online below. If you think it really had a fall off, I think it did. I think everyone knows it did. But how it could be improved in the future, as I think they're still coming out with more seasons of Sword Art Online. And should I even pick up the series again? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.